Hey guys, Luke here with Tailored Insurance. I started Tailored Insurance back in 2018 and we specialize in insuring truckers. The reason I'm here making content today is because I want to help educate current and future truckers on the ins and outs of insurance, but in a way that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to be hitting topics specific to for-hire transportation, so if you guys have any additional questions regarding these topics, feel free to reach out to me. So I'm going to be covering lots of different topics that you're going to come across in the trucking industry, whether you're already in the industry or just getting started. One of those is additional insured. You may have already even added additional insured to your policy and not really know what all that entails or what you're really signing up for. So I'm just going to discuss what exactly that means so that before you get these requests or when you get these requests, you're already prepared for what you're signing up for. So whether you're just getting started, like you're brand new, or you've been operating under your own authority for years, you're going to need to understand fully what an additional insured is when you get that request. Usually a broker or a carrier that you're hauling for is going to say, hey, we need a COI, listing us as additional insured on it, referencing your policy number before you can pick up this load. After that, you're going to reach out to your insurance agent and say, hey, I've got this request for an additional insured, and they said they need to see it on a certificate. So you're probably thinking, hey, they just got to send a normal certificate that they always send out for me, just showing this company's name and my policy information on this certificate of insurance that's usually sent by my insurance agent or agency. So this is a little different though. So an additional insured, number one, it costs. So it's not free. It's not something that you can just simply put on a piece of paper and say it's done. We have to reach out to the carrier directly and add that company as an additional insured on your policy. And what that means specifically is whenever they're added as an additional insured, if a claim arises and you're conducting business for them, like hauling their cargo, so on and so forth, and a claim happens, they're not going to come to you and say, hey, we need you to file this claim, so on and so forth. They can just go straight to that carrier, file the claim on your behalf, and it gets paid out as long as the claim's valid. So you just really need to understand, number one, it costs money. There's going to be some type of fee for adding them as additional insured. But number two, it allows them to contact that carrier directly, reference your policy number, and say, hey, I'm listed as additional insured. I want to file a claim under this policy because we had damage to a load or whatever it is. That being said, just really understand who you're working for or who you're working with, and make sure that you trust that company, or you're working with good people or like-minded people like you, so that you don't run into a situation where you feel that you're having a claim thrown on you that may not be valid, or it shouldn't have went down that way or whatever. So just kind of be aware. Just kind of, as they're interviewing you, be interviewing them as well. Make sure that you really want to haul for this company, and be selective, because if not, you can really get yourself in a bind right off the bat if you're not careful. So yeah, just be cautious. So there's actually a few different types of additional insureds. You're only going to probably run across like two scenarios. The one is like the one I just discussed, where you're hauling for that person, they want to be listed as an additional insured because you're hauling their goods, whatever. And just be aware too, you may get requests as someone requesting to be additional insured, and there may not be a scenario where they actually need to be additional insured because they don't have an insurable interest in that situation. If they don't own the cargo being hauled or whatever. But just be sure that they actually need to be listed as that, and that this is going to be a long-term relationship you have with them. It's not just one load you're hauling. But anyways, the other type of additional insured that you're probably going to run into is what's called a lost payee. So what that is like, say you have a vehicle financed, or you're leasing a vehicle. Pretty much that vehicle, or someone else has interest in that vehicle, usually money wrapped up in it. So they're financing it for you, or they own the vehicle and you're just leasing it from them. So they want to be listed as a lost payee on your policy, which means if that vehicle has any type of damage or gets totaled, the check will be going to them as the lost payee, because they're the ones that have financed the vehicle or they own the vehicle. So they want to make sure that they're properly covered if something were to happen. So that's the other type of additional insured, is a lost payee that you're going to run into. And like I said, it's either if you purchase a vehicle and you financed it, or it's a lease. Alright guys, well that pretty much wraps up additional insureds, but like I said, if you have a specific scenario that you'd like to discuss with me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to put my contact information below, so you can contact me that way, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.